negative or bad. Sometimes you learn from a good experience. All right, but I had to put bad there so that we would center on the bad, focus on the bad. Okay, so this discussion is more like talking about how people and even communities, because of the stories I have here, can break the cycle of harmful behaviors and also prevent repeating past mistakes. So we'll be looking at two key examples that I told you earlier. The first is the rearrest of an ex-convict just a few weeks after he was pardoned for a crime. And then the second one is mind-blowing, really. Like, it's something that keeps happening over and over and over and over and over and over in Nigeria, and you just keep wondering what is wrong with people. So this one has to do with the risky behavior of Niger State residents who have been are reportedly scooping oil from a faulty tanker. This is despite the tragic explosion that killed about 96 people. That was over the weekend. All right, so I came across a story talking about this one 2 days after this particular incident. Some people went to go and scoop oil. It's amazing though, like really amazing. And so I've got two questions that I'm asking, and the first one basically is like the key question really. Why do some people repeat dangerous choices even after a bad experience? You chose to do something that was just crazy, that was maybe silly, and you had a bad experience. The experience was severe, consequences followed, and then the people, they keep repeating the same thing. If opportunity comes again, they will do the same thing that you felt that, oh, maybe after that particular experience, person no go tell am, he go don learn. But opportunity presents itself, the person chooses to do that same thing. Why? And then what can we actually do? Like, what can we do to break these harmful cycles really? Should we maybe carry holy water and start spraying on people? Maybe that will help. Should we take the church programs to their villages? Maybe we don't have enough in their villages. Let the prayers be made on top of their heads. Maybe the prayers should be taken to their to the shrine in their village, so that the village gods will leave them alone. So really, what can we do to break these harmful cycles? So the first story that I'm going to share with you is that of a man identified as Sunday Emisaki. Whether it's Saki or Shaki, could be anyone. So he is one of the ex-convicts granted state pardon by Osun State Governor Ademola Adeleke. This happened 24th of December 2024, last year. Story now has it that this man has been remanded again in the Ilesha Correctional Center by an Osogbo Chief Magistrate's Court. What did he go do again? For stealing a plasma television just 8 days after he was released. He was set free. Okay. So the thing is, he returned to crime on the 3rd of January by breaking into someone's house to go and steal the television worth 600,000 naira. And you just want to ask, what is wrong with you? Is it your village people? Are they that strong? You do not do crossover service. You do not see church and enter to do crossover service. Anyway, so man has been remanded in the correctional center over there at Ilesha. So moving on to the other story. All right, the other story is just 2 days after a tanker explosion in Niger State claimed the lives of over 90 people and left many others injured. Residents in Bida town were seen gathering around another fallen truck. Now this one, today is what? 22nd. Now this one is said to have happened on Monday near a particular filling station mentioned here, and they had videos circulating online showing people crowding around the broken down truck while some managed to scoop its contents. Others were at least running because they were afraid tragedy might strike again. And so you just really ask yourself, and I know they listen to news. I mean, this happened in the same state. It didn't happen in another state, so that we will say, the village people in that state, they are too much. In our states, we're covered, right? It's crazy. Really, really crazy. And so back to the questions I'm asking you, because I would like to hear from you. There are just so many angles that we could take. The psychological angle to this, the social angle to this, because you see community engagement involved here. A community, a people from a particular area coming together to repeat a mistake that other people have made in over the years, and it has really not been ending well. Right? So for this particular news story now, the one that happened on Monday, thank God there was no explosion, people did not die, and I think maybe that's part of the reasons why tomorrow they will show up again. They say, we did it the last time, we're going to do it again today. So let's hear from you though. I would like to get your take on this conversation, learning from past bad experiences. So why do you think that some people keep repeating dangerous choices even after a bad experience? And then what do you think can be done to break this harmful cycle, or these harmful cycles? All right, it's the sunny side, and we're live on Facebook as well, so get on there and join the conversation. Nigeria 492.3 PH. All right, the numbers to call are 0817-923-0002, 0817-923-0002, and 0817-923-0003, 0817-923-0003. For your WhatsApp messages, you can as well send them to 0809-030-6416, 0809-030-6416. Please turn off your radio sets when you call in so that we can hear you loud and clear. Hello?
Yes, good afternoon, Constant.
Good afternoon, sir. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Robin Maja, the farmer is my name.
Welcome. All right.
Thank you. Once again, Happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year.
Constant, I understand that in Nigeria, suicide is not an offense, but attempt suicide is an offense. Therefore, if a man in this context includes woman goes to a fallen tanker to scoop fuel for any reason, either hunger or whatever you might think about it, for me that person is attempting suicide, and the government should arrest such people and charge them to court. That's what I think. That is attempt suicide. Now, on the issue like the man you talked about, I was watching that situation when Adeleke released that young man last year. Do you know that government is part of the problem?
How so?
The governor pardoned that young man and let him go. Was there rehabilitation carried out? Was anything given to that young man to start his life? All around faculty are everywhere. Most of the new generation churches, they are out there, criminals who have killed people in their respective villages. They are sent to prison here, they go there and release them. They are carrying big Bibles. They are all like everywhere. Small time they run away from that place and go ahead and gun again and start killing. I think Nigerian legislature should change this law and give capital punishment, because if you carry a gun to kill a human being, you're not killing an animal. That person should also be killed so that this society can be saved.
All right.
That is my take. Good afternoon.
Thank you very much, Mr. Farmer. Hello, Mr. Zion from GRA. Good afternoon.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon to you. I will sum the discussions under one premise, which I will call support system.
Did you say support system? Okay.
Yes. We lack that in this part of the world. Somebody's going through some emotional challenge, no support system. Financial challenge, no support system. Academically, no support. We virtually just want to grow ourselves from the edge of the sword, and which is very wrong. We say this guy committed an offense. He was jailed. Going to release him. What did you do? Did you vet him if truly he has changed? Did you vet him? Did you pass him through any experience, any true training? Who certified that this person should be released? I want to ask. We normally do this. It's like a premise here. Oh, prison and prerogative of mercy. The judge will release, the governor will release, and so on and so forth. Who vetted this document? Oh, this guy was there for 3 years. We vetted, and he should be released because he went through this class as so period. We saw the changes in him, and we knew because of this, give him this prerogative of mercy, and he goes on with that document. Do you know we just release them back to the streets? We don't give them money. We don't give them starter pack to work. Some of them can't even trace their homes. Some can't even locate their businesses. Don't forget, some of them were working somewhere. Oh, this thing happened. They were sent to jail after 4-5 days. I expect them who they meet. There is a tag already on their neck, ex-convict. Everybody's afraid of them. Some people don't even want to employ them. Now, for the petrol issue, let's be honest to ourselves. No amount of sensitization will stop Nigerians not to speak well. We should not sound holier than thou. The only way we can get it, we have those people who check on this vehicle, we call them VIO. We have the Federal Road Safety, who are in charge of most of this. Can you stop these trucks and go through the documents and check them properly? Is this car, there's what to call roadworthiness. What do you use in checking that this car is roadworthy?
All right, Mr. Zion, thank you. Hello, Real Gift from PH Town. Welcome now.
Thank you very much, my lady. Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon, sir.
Thank you. So told in my community, any chicken that decides to visit the house of God has made them to die. So you get up, you see a falling tanker, and you get up, say you want to scoop petrol. Already, you have made up your mind to die because there is every possibility that disaster will happen. Is it not? And I think it is selfishness and greed. I don't want to put the economic angle to it because as I speak to you, myself, my economy dey down. But if tanker fall for my corner, I will find way to waka come out. Because not every experience you will come back and tell us how it happened. You understand my point, my lady?
Yeah.
So even when you orientate, and Mr. Zion talked about institutions that are supposed to regulate and check tankers, the roadworthiness. Yes, I agree with him on that. Because most of these tankers, you see a tanker, as they drive go, as the driver they drive am, the tanker they shake past people where they dance so wiggly. Couple that the checking of that tanker with, let's say, it needs a passport of on a road when they pass by as they enter inside. What might be the result, my lady? So it means those who are supposed to know, and even the owners of this tanker, if I also blame the drivers of this tanker, because when you speak tanker where you won't drive and you don't notice one or two things, you say no, make we manage and go reach there. You yourself, you're also a contributing factor. So even if we orientate ourselves, people will still go there because of greed. As for that guy that stole 8 days after, of course, Did you ask him to know if he knows the house address of where he's going to as he left that place? The truth is that most times you see persons based on the activities they have put up or the character they have exhibited while in detention, positive especially. Not because of prerogative or mercy, pack every kind of work come out because you want to decongest prison. The result now be that one way you see. So maybe this one say 8 days. There is somebody within my environment. That each time he comes out of prison yard 1 week. If he stay for outside world like they say 1 week, he go clap hand for him because he goes back there. Maybe now there when they get refuge in terms of accommodation or free food. You never can tell. Thank you very much, my lady.
Thank you very much for your contributions so far. 12:44 on the line right now, on the clock rather. So we're still discussing learning from past bad experiences. Now, I just want to bring us back to what the conversation is about, right? Yeah, although I've taken my time to listen to, the different, what's it called now, views of those who have called in. But I would like us to expand this conversation beyond these two stories. Yes, I brought these two stories to highlight two different scenarios and the character of human beings, right? When it comes to going back to something bad, and not just something bad, but something that was bad for them. Going back to that, a risky behavior, repeating a risky behavior, or consciously repeating a mistake that had severe consequences, maybe not for the person but for another person. All right, so I just want us to expand the reach. By reach, I mean the kind of examples that we can bring on board. These are my own two examples, so you can as well come with your own examples. They may not necessarily have to do with whether it is scooping fuel or going back to crime after one has been released from prison and all that stuff. It could be any other thing. Okay, so that's just it. And that's why I'm asking, why do some people repeat dangerous choices? I mean, I had to use the word choices because usually these are things that the person or the people consciously did. And by the time the person did it, they realized that, or they had a bad experience. Maybe the first time it wasn't a conscious choice. It wasn't consciously chosen. But by the time you've had that bad experience, now there's an experience to go with it. So now there's a level of consciousness that comes with doing this again. It means that if I go back to this, I'm going to have that as a consequence. And so, if the person decides to do the same thing again, then it's a choice. So why do some people repeat dangerous choices even after a bad experience? And then what can we do to break these harmful cycles? Because for the people who went to scoop oil, now I read through the story and excuse me, at some point there were like different versions or accounts to that particular report. Some people were saying, I think one of the eyewitnesses was like that he was even shocked that people were not running away from this tanker, and some other person said, oh, it was groundnut oil, and I was thinking they carry groundnut oil inside tanker. I did not know. I used to think it comes in gallons, right? And that's what they went to scoop. I don't know they come in tankers. I'm hearing this for the first time. So whatever the situation, it should be, first of all, the first assumption should be that this thing might be petrol and I shouldn't go close. But then they go back to it. It's like someone who engaged in examination malpractice and they were suspended, or they were made to repeat the course, or something really bad for a student. And then maybe after they have come back, they do the same thing again. Has this person learned? Or is it that the pardon the person got, it could be whether for examination malpractice or for anything, is it that the pardon they got, it was not properly explained to them, the consequence of their action? Because sometimes, maybe because the person did not get the full dose of the consequence, they do not understand it. Yeah, it's like when you buy something for someone, something that's very expensive, maybe let's say an earring. I'm trying to use something that can be easily not taking that seriously. So you get an earring. Okay, men don't wear ear. Oh, men wear earring these days. Oh, it is well. So let me say the earring thing. So you buy this earring or these earrings for this person, and the person doesn't know how expensive, doesn't know the quality of the earrings. The person just collects it and wears it to just about anywhere, and you're expecting that these earrings should not be worn every day, every time, to anywhere. Like, they should be worn on special occasions. If the person doesn't understand the quality of what they've got, they will misuse it. They would. Imagine getting someone a face towel. Perhaps you got it from, maybe not even in Nigeria, you got it abroad, and where you got it from, you took out time to select it, and it was just special. Alright? And then you hand it over to this person, and they decide to use it to clean their shoe. Why? Because they do not understand the quality of what they have. It has not been fully explained to them. Or is it about the character of the receiver, the recipient? Like the guy who was granted pardon. Some people have said it's the government that's to blame here. You release a person, no rehabilitation, no starter pack, no nothing, to actually help the person to at least start life. Nothing helping them to understand that, see, what you've got now is you've been given a clean slate to have a better life, to turn a new leaf. There's nothing to help them, and that's why they go back. That's just one story. That's just one example of so many other incidents or many other examples where people have been granted pardon, or maybe not even pardon. They've served their term and they're out, and the next thing they're back again. They commit crime again. They re-offend. Just two examples, but we're talking about generally risk taking, and sometimes I feel like saying stupid risk taking because some risks, they're worth it. You could say, wow, that was risky, but kudos to you. So what's your view though? What's your take? Why is it that some people still go back to do something they know it might not go well with them? 90% or 99% of the time, this does not turn out fine, especially after they have even had a bad experience. Why do you think some people go back to such? Why do they repeat dangerous choices? And the second question is, what do you think can be done to break this cycle of harmful behaviors? Doing something that comes with a severe consequence, and then you go back to the same thing. I mean, someone says, well, the people who are going to school pure, they're definitely suicidal. Maybe not. 0817-923-0002 0817-923-0002. Anonymous here says, some people cannot be saved. Not everybody is meant to be saved. My life became easier when I recognized and accepted this. Else, I would continue to be frustrated, spending energy and resources where I'm not supposed to spend them. Whether it's because of stubbornness, a curse, or unresolved issues from a past life, some people are gonna do what they're gonna do. Even till tomorrow, some people are still deliberately going to Libya, you see, or trying to pass through Libya to get to Europe. And anything the media or any survivor are saying is entering one ear and coming out of the other. Nobody can say they haven't heard Libya or the desert is a no-go area. Yeah, that's another example. Another good example, actually. There's some people that their New Year resolution is that this year, should I trek or they trek they go there? I must follow you people to trek. After all, the children of Israel, they trekked until they got to the promised land. So I will hit the road, whether it's through deserts, through anywhere. If we're climbing mountain, we will climb it. But Europe will see me in 2025. With all the stories, really, just like the person here highlighted, with all the reports, with all the people that have been brought back to Nigeria and they will be talking about the experiences. Story. Now you wear your luck, no shine. Sit down one side. Oh yeah, then my head. It's my turn now. I'm gonna make it. My father laid hands on my head and he blessed me. Our village priest has prayed for me. So that's Mediterranean Sea. Wetin be that sea sef? The sea reach the one within my village. Okay. Hello, welcome. What's your name?
Hello.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. My name is Great.
All right, great.
I'm calling from Rubo.
Go on.
So for me personally, I think it's a habitual thing. And an example of that can be a medical doctor that knows very well the implications of drug abuse, like smoking and drinking habits, but they keep repeating that pattern. So obviously, it's not like they are very much knowledgeable of the implications of the habit, but unfortunately, they keep going back to that particular habit. So personally, I would think that maybe some kind of therapy to break that pattern. I think that's what will do a whole lot of good.
Okay. Thank you very much for sharing. Thank you. You know, someone said no amount of sensitization will stop Nigerians, those kind of Nigerians, from scooping fuel from whether it's a broken down tanker or a fallen tanker. He says no amount. Do you agree with him? But here we have someone who says therapy. So I would want to see therapy in this regard, you know, when it has to do with sensitizing an entire community or, you know, or a larger group of people. I would like to see it as sensitization. Take it with them, talk to them, and let them know. Give them examples. But someone says no amount of sensitization would. Because why do I need to be sensitized again? Why do I need anybody to talk to me when there's news and the pictures are there? I saw the videos online actually, and I shook my head. I was like, wow, this looked like a war zone. The massive destruction that happened. The number of people affected, 90 something. Do I still need to be spoken to, advised? Hello?
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir. What's your name?
Yeah, this is Innocent from Purpose.
Alright.
Okay, let me quickly respond to the program, especially that of the scooping of the screen as much as the people have been saying it that is taking lives. I can refer to as a kind of culture that people have. The length of there are a lot of people who is like it's dipping into their marrow, their genetic trait, that no matter how they saw things wrong, they still follow up to. So that is one of the things. So it's becoming like a culture, not that the culture practiced by everyone, but there are sets of people that no matter how things happen, that is the way they choose to live their life. Secondly, the other man who just went tolling after being released 2 days later, I think, something like that. Hello?
Yeah. After like 8 days or so.
Okay. Yeah. So there are people who are born in that category. If you like, give them heaven and earth, that you are going to reform them. They will still go into that, just like we say pig. If you like, baked pig, make him clean. You allow pig just in
spray and perfume.
Pig will still go down to the mud. So that is it. That is the kind of situation a lot of people, Nigerians, let me put it, Africans, we find ourselves. So that's the issue. So no matter how a lot of people are seeing the negative effects, even if they shot someone dead, he will live there, he will still go and do his own. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. I was just reading through Facebook to see any of the comments there, and then I come across one of the stories that we have in our news. It has to do with cultism. Where's the story? Police arrest suspected cultists for beating man to death in Rivers State. And then I was here, I just thought to myself, oh, cultism, that's one of the biggest problems in this part of the Niger Delta. Or should I say, in this state, really. Cultism. I mean, when the governor mentioned it the other time when she was asking the CP, when he was asking the CP, Commissioner of Police, to please do something about cultism and kidnapping and all that. People see what happens. These young boys, they see. But yet they will go and join. Someone is getting ready to join a cult group, including the one that their members have just been arrested. So why? Why is it that some people fail to learn from past mistakes or from past experiences, whether it's theirs or others? Why? All right, we have trending stories coming up. After trending stories, the conversation continues, and I'll be right back. Stay tuned.